I want you to do this before you do any of the other videos targeting what you're wanting to achieve. So it's really important to warm up our muscles properly, mobilise our joints just to prevent injury and make sure that we're completely ready for the exercise. So in order to do this, we always start in what's called a neutral spine position. So we want to have our toes facing forward, slight bend in our knees. You'll hear me say all the time, abs tight, glutes tight. And then we want to think of our shoulders coming to the front, up towards our ears, and then back round. So you're in a nice neutral spine position. And as you're standing here, always try and think as though you've got a piece of string going through the top of your head, so you're standing nice and tall. So we're going to start by mobilising by taking our gaze over towards the right hand side, then over towards the left, keeping a nice fluid motion, so you're not overstretching at any point, you're keeping it nice and loose so that we're not going to cause any overstretching or injury. Take it to the sky, then chin to chest, up to the sky. Again, you're not taking it too far back so that you're going to cause any pain in your neck. You're just keeping it nice and fluid. And then right ear towards right shoulder, and then softly, you've got to be really careful with your neck. Just take it over from one side to the other, and then going on to arm circles. So you're taking your arm to the back and then to the front. So just loosen up that shoulder joint, and then to the other side. So I always like to say that if you think of a plastic ruler and then to the front, if you were to just go up to a plastic ruler and go to snap it, it would actually snap. Whereas if you warm it up first and then try to snap it, you'd actually get more flexibility without it actually snapping, because you've warmed it up. So I like to think of that with regards to our muscles. So taking it nice and wide, again keeping it nice and fluid, the motion, not overstretching, and then reaching down one side and then to the other. So this is really nice for our obliques and our spine actually, because it's not often we do this type of movement day to day. And then you're going to take it to your hips, so you're going to take your legs around. So try and stay nice and balanced on one leg. That's it. So you have to really contract your abs in order to keep nice and balanced, and then take it the other way. I call this the footballer move, because you always see them doing this on the football pitch to loosen up their hip joints. And then you're going to take your heel behind and then in front. So this is doing your knee joint. So again, if you want to hold on to something, if your balance isn't great, just try and make sure that your sole of your foot's solid on the ground. That's it. Really contract those abs, because your abs and your core have a real impact on your actual balance. So if you've got a strong core, you often stay nice and balanced. That's it. And then you're going to do your ankles. So one way and then the other way. Again, if you need to hold on, one way and then the other way, and then the other ankle, one way and then the other way, and then our wrists, and then just plant them. There we go. And then we're going to take it into a nice jog. So this is the point. So we've mobilised all of our joints, and then this is the point where we're going to start to raise that heart rate, get those lungs working, get the oxygen in and around our body. So it's this point where you can sometimes start to think, oh gosh, I'm tired already, and we've not even started. That's normal, because it's just getting your heart rate starting to pump a bit faster, starting to get your lungs to start to draw in that oxygen to get to our muscles. So don't worry if you do start to feel a bit tired, that's absolutely normal. So take it nice, that's it. And then now introduce a nice light punch, just to again warm up those arms as we're then doing a nice little jog. That's it. And then we're now going to take it to knee to chest. So you take a step to the side and then bring the knee as far to the chest as you can. Again, you're doing it quite at some kind of speed. You're not going hell for leather, but you're just keeping a nice speed just to keep that heart rate lifted. And then bring the heels behind, using those arms in front as well. Again, to keep those arms nice and warm. That's it, keep going, you're doing great. You're going to be nearly into the main bit of the exercise soon, but always make sure you do this warm up first. And then now we're going to do a couple of squats just to warm the legs up ready. So the key thing with the squats is that you want, again, start with the slight bend in your knees, toes facing forward. And what I want you to do is keeping your abs and your glutes tight. We're going to just bend down through our heels. So the main thing is that you're shoulder width apart, and you're going through your heels, and then you're standing back up again. So your hips go back, and then you stand up, clench those abs, clench those glutes. So from the side, it's like you're going to sit on a chair, and then you're going to stand back up again. So you can, if you can go lower, obviously go as low as you can go, but if you're just starting out for exercise, you don't want to obviously overdo it. So what I would say is take it to the point where you're going to sit down, stand up, so you then know that you're getting the form right, and then when you feel more comfortable, as you then take it lower, you'll be able to in without causing any injury. So we're just going to do some light squats just to make sure that our form's nice and keeping our shoulders away from our ears. Always think of your shoulder blades being pulled together at the back as if you're holding onto a tennis ball. That's it. And then now we're going to go into a lunge. So the key thing with the lunge is as you're stepping, don't step too far in front. The main thing is that the front foot is solely on the floor, your back leg, you've got the ball of your foot, and you're just taking that back leg, the knee, as close to the floor as you can. Okay, so you're stepping forward, plant that foot, take that knee towards the floor and step it back, front, down. So this is keeping your heart rate nice and high as we're doing these lunges, making sure that that back leg at the back, the knee goes as close to the floor as you can. That's it. And then now we're going to take it to a few jumping jacks. Again, this one's a really good one for keeping that heart rate nice and high before we then get into the main part of the exercise. That's it. The wider you take your legs, obviously the more you're working. That's it. And then the final one, we're going to do some high knees. And there we go. Keep going. That's it. And rest. Well done. Great work. So that's your mobility and warm-up complete.